What's up, brothers? What's up, brothers? Hope everybody's doing well out there in this bizarro world we're living in. The date is December 19th, 2020. And oh yes, it is a very bizarre time to be alive. Extremely bizarre. You know, it's hard to make these dating videos. I would much rather talk about some more serious issues, but YouTube doesn't allow it. You know, you're just not allowed to talk about those issues. So maybe we'll have to find another platform to talk about them on. Anyways, this week's video request is to do a video about the reasons why intelligent men suck with women. And I hadn't really thought of this to even be a thing. You know, it never really crossed my mind. But, you know, there is always that stereotype of like the nerd, you know, the nerdy stereotype, the Steve Urkel, the Screech, you know, just that stereotypical nerd that's not good with women. Unfortunately, that is a fictional character, and that's not real life. But I can say that over the course of the last 3 years, I've probably gotten thousands of emails. Haven't had the chance to read them all. But the majority of them that I have had a chance to read have been from highly intelligent men. Educated men, financially stable men, physically fit men. From what I see, probably above average looking men. And they're still struggling with women. Why is that? Why are they struggling with women when they see these other dumbass guys, you know, the dumb jock, the dumb pothead, the dumb drug dealer, the dumb thug, all of these guys doing well with women? What would cause that? And you know, before we get too far into this, I want to make a quick analogy, you know, about sports. The greatest players tend to become the worst coaches, and the worst players tend to become the greatest coaches. Now, the reason for that is pretty obvious. The great players go out there and they're naturally good at what they do. They don't even have to practice. They don't have to learn anything. They just have fun and they're just naturally good at it. And the players that aren't so good, they have to spend all this extra time working and studying and preparing themselves, learning all the ins and outs, you know, just to be par, just to be on par. But after their careers are over, after their athletic career is over, obviously the highly talented athlete isn't going to have the knowledge that the other guy has. And I think the same holds true here in the manosphere. You know, I think there are men who are naturals, who are out there just naturally having fun and getting women and having all sorts of success with women. And then I think there are other dudes, and I think that's probably the majority of you guys watching these videos. Not all of you. Some of you just watch it because you relate to it and you like it. But I think the majority of you guys are intelligent. What do intelligent men do when they are having a problem? They research. They try to find a solution. You know, and I think that's what you guys are doing when you watch these videos. And, you know, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. But I just think that's what leads a lot of you guys here. So I think the majority of people watching this video will relate to this video, you know. Anyways, another thing that you may realize is you might be absorbing all this content, you know, you're learning all of these things, you're taking it in, and you may go out in public and see it play out. You see the sexual dynamics, that you see why this alpha male over here is getting the girls. You see why this beta male over here is getting used and just spending all of his money on women and getting no respect. You see these things play out with other people, but maybe you're still struggling to get yourself in the game. You can see the game, like you're smart enough, you've absorbed all the knowledge, you understand the dynamics, but you're having trouble getting yourself in the game. You're an intelligent man, you've studied it, but you still can't get out there and make it happen. Now, the reason for this, just speculation, everybody's different, but I think by and large, this will hold true. You have different types of guys. Let's say you have the dumb jock. The dumb jock is cocky funny, right? As an intelligent man, when you see what he's doing, you view his stuff as like corny. You're like, come on, these jokes aren't even funny because you're too intelligent. A funny joke to an intelligent person is like an engineering joke. Okay, you're on a different level of intelligence. It requires a higher level of intellectual stimulation. So that kind of stuff isn't funny to you. And going out in the normal social setting, drinking, partying, doing stupid shit, that's not really appealing to you. It's not appealing to an intelligent person. It's just not. Intelligent people make intelligent decisions. And a lot of times intelligent decisions don't get you a whole lot of women, unfortunately. That's just the way that it works. Also, something the less intelligent guys probably understand that, the more intelligent guys don't really understand. Again, they probably do it naturally. It's not that they understand it, it just comes naturally to them. But they understand how to flirt with women. When a dumb jock talks to a woman, it's just he's just naturally flirting with her. It's all he knows how to do. When a bad boy talks to a woman, he's smooth talking, and he's like the physical embodiment of a slow jam or R&B song. It just comes natural to some guys. But as an intelligent man, you can't use, when intelligence is your strong suit, when that's the biggest gun in your wheelhouse, you can't really use that to flirt. Intelligent conversations aren't sexually appealing. It doesn't trigger a woman's emotions. It doesn't turn her on. You're basically like friend zoning yourself just by having these intelligent conversations. Now, listen, there's probably a lot of pickup artists and dating coaches out there that will give you a solution to this. They'll teach you how to talk like those other guys. They'll teach you how to be smooth and charismatic like those other guys. But the truth of the matter is, it might not be in your DNA to be a smooth talking, salesman type of guy. That might not be who you are. Those deep intellectual, intelligent conversations, that might just be who you are. You might have to accept that. And let me explain why I think that's okay. And I'm not giving you blue pills here. I'm not giving you giving you hope when you shouldn't have it. I'm just being 100% honest. If you suck with women because you're intelligent and you're doing things that are intellectually stimulating, you're not into all the stupid bullshit that you see the rest of the people doing, and your love life is struggling because of it, your dating life is struggling because of it, your sex life is struggling because of it, I don't think you should be worried about it. I'm going to be 100% honest. I know in the red pill community, we focus so much on getting girls and getting laid. Listen, I've hammered a lot of pussy in my time. I don't mean to be too vulgar. I've been trying not to cuss, but I've gotten a lot of action in my life. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Now, if you're an intelligent guy who's struggling with women, and you know that other guys who are less intelligent than you are doing better with women than you are, and it's frustrating in your head because you're like, why can this guy figure it out and I can't? You shouldn't worry about it. If you worry about it and you try too hard to do game that's not in your wheelhouse, what's going to happen is you're going to get frustrated because you're not getting the same results because it's not natural to you. And you're either going to go one of two ways. One, you're going to become an asshole because you're frustrated and you're bitter about it. Or two, you're going to try to compensate by being a nice guy. You're going to be like, well, this isn't working, so, I'll just be nicer than everybody else. And I don't know why, but a lot of guys do that. They go that nice guy route and they just become this overly beta guy. When they're intelligent, they're financially stable, they're perfectly capable, and you shouldn't go either one of those routes. But a lot of times when you try to learn game and game just isn't in your wheelhouse, it's not who you are as a person, that's what happens. Because you're not getting the same results that somebody who is born with natural charisma is getting. But it's not the end of the world. And I want to put a heavy emphasis on that. It is not the end of the world. Intelligent men win in the end. The reason for this is because when everybody's in their 20s and, the not so intelligent men are partying it up, they're having a good time, they might be good with women, they might be having the time of their life. You have time to focus on yourself because you have an awareness that you're not really that good with women, okay? So you can focus on becoming financially stable. You can focus on your career. You can focus on all of the things that are going to matter to you as you age. And then once you hit your stride, most likely in your early to mid 30s, at this point, you'll be stable enough, and when you become stable, you'll have the time to eat healthy, get yourself in shape, and you'll have time to go out and have a good time. You may not have game, you may not be that smooth-talking, charismatic guy, but you're going to be confident, you're going to be sure of yourself, and you're going to have options. That just goes without saying. If you have your shit together, you have your life in order, you've worked hard, you've done a lot, you have accomplishments, you are going to have options. I don't care what anybody says. Now, your game may not be as tight as the guys that have slept with 50 to 100 women. Okay, that's a fact, but you can work on that. You can learn little bits and pieces here and there, but the important part is you're going to be confident as hell because you're going to have your shit together. A lot of those guys aren't going to have their shit together. Here's the biggest reason why I think you would be better off being an intelligent guy that sucks with women. The reason for this is because once you hit around the age of 30 and you factor in something that we all know in the red pill community, hypergamy floats. If you don't know what that means is women date up and across dominance hierarchies. So intelligent women, and this is, hypergamy floats, this is what this means. Intelligent women who want to date up and across dominance hierarchies, intelligent, educated women who make decent money, these women tend to stay single until a little bit older, late 20s, early 30s. Because they're focused on their education, they're focused on their career, and okay, yes, let's get this out of the way. The wall is a real thing. She's pretty close to hitting the wall. She's aging. Her fertility window isn't going to stay open that much longer. That's the truth. So if you do get with a woman who is over the age of 30, don't plan on having 5 or 6 kids. Plan on having 1 or 2, but that's whatever. Intelligent people tend to keep it lower on the kids anyways. So you're going to have the option of women in your age group who are educated and have good careers. And I know we tend to shit on these women a lot in the red-pilled community, but the truth of the matter is couples who are educated, who are financially stable, who make smart decisions, these type of couples tend to last longer. These are the marriages that last. You know what I'm saying? So while all of these other guys who are really good with women and they're banging a lot of chicks in their 20s, while they're having the time of their life, you're building yourself up, and maybe you don't quite get to have all the fun that they had, but in the end, you are going to more than likely have a better life than them. You'll settle down in your early 30s. You'll meet a woman. You'll marry her. Or if you don't want to get married, you won't get married. You'll have a kid or two, and you'll stay married for the rest of your life. Whereas the guys that are partying it up and having a lot of fun in their 20s, these are the guys that make a lot of bad decisions. They go through a lot of divorces. They're paying child support. Maybe they didn't focus on their careers. They're not financially stable. So on and so forth. So if you're an intelligent guy who's struggling with women, my message to you is, if you're in your 20s, my message to you is you are a money-making machine. So make that money, get financially stable, keep your shit together, and everything's going to work itself out, man. And that's not blue-pilled. That's the truth. It would be blue-pilled for me to tell you that pussy is all that matters. No. Pussy is a very small factor of what will make you happy in life. Having your shit together, being financially stable, being able to live a life that you want to live, that's what will be satisfying. That's a fact. And look, in your 30s, if you're financially stable and you're doing good for yourself, it's not going to be difficult for you to find a chick in her 20s. Okay? Maybe you don't have the most game in the world. Maybe you're just too intelligent to be on that level of the guys who are out there spitting all that, juvenile game. But dude, you got one up on them. You got a leg up on the competition. You'll be financially stable. You have your empire. You'll be doing well. So, it's not going to be the end of the world. So that's my honest take, my theory on the reason why intelligent men suck with women. But again, not necessarily a bad thing. Okay? By the time it's all said and done, you very well might get the last laugh. But in order to do that, you have to become financially stable. You have to have your shit together. You have to stay in shape. You have to stay on top of your game. And if you do, you will definitely get the last laugh. It's about all I have for tonight, guys. Never forget that women don't cheat on, leave, or take advantage of men they're afraid of losing. And always remember, I got that backwards. Put her in her place and make her call you the Big Papa. Until next time, see ya.